on Mountain News this morning, Governor Beshear gave an important update on Kentucky's battle against drugs. And there's a bold push to fund 15 new initiatives that officials say will benefit the Commonwealth.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison Carmouche. We're coming up on 6:30 this Friday morning. Let's check in with meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast.
Good morning, Madison. Good morning, everyone. We're stuck in the fog again this morning. 61 outside our door. Yeah, feeling a little damp, a little humid this morning, but still better than a couple of mornings ago. Visibility now down to 4 miles as you make your way toward Harlan, and yes, fluctuating as you make your way through Williamsburg, back down to a few hundred feet. Temperature-wise, we're in the 60s. A few degrees cooler now at Moorhead, 1 less than 70 as you make your way back toward Monticello. All right, got some scattered clouds across the Commonwealth this morning. There were a couple of raindrops to the west and northwest of Moorhead this morning. And there's a little wrinkle back through here that'll end up being able to produce a pop-up shower or thunder shower as you make your way around Lexington to Louisville, up towards Cynthiana, and perhaps into Moorhead late this afternoon. The rest of us are dry and a forecast high of close to 90. More about the 7-day forecast coming up in just a few moments. Madison?
All right, Tim, thank you. A high-profile Central Kentucky murder case is back on track after the suspect was initially ruled incompetent and to stand trial. Thomas Burrell is accused of killing Richmond business owner Christopher and Gracie Hager in 2021. Yesterday, he was rearraigned following a new indictment in the case. It is not clear what exactly happened regarding Burrell's competency. He is scheduled to appear in court again on September 12th. Kentucky State Police troopers are looking for a suspect in connection with a deadly crash in Madison County. Troopers say 44-year-old Curtis Jackson was involved in the two-car crash back in February. It happened on Mount Vernon Road in Berea. 25-year-old Jeffrey Crow died. KSP says a warrant was issued for Jackson. He is charged with vehicular homicide and DUI, among other charges. Police are investigating suspected prostitution and human trafficking in Richmond. Police searched Fuji Health Studio on South Porter Drive under a warrant yesterday evening. Details are limited right now. We're working to learn more about the investigation. A Middlesboro man is in jail after he reportedly strangled a woman. It happened on Tuesday at an assisted living facility on 504 South 24th Street in Middlesboro. Police say it all started when a staff member told Paul Mulholland he needed to wash his hair. Mulholland then threatened staff members, saying he was going to kill them. Police discovered the woman that Mulholland grabbed by her throat and neck had red marks. Mulholland was taken to the Bell County Detention Center. A Wolfe County man is facing charges after he reportedly shot at a truck. The incident happened last Friday at Wolf Lake in Campton. After a woman gave a written statement to police, they spoke to witnesses who were there at the time of the incident. Police then went to Justin Haddock's home and asked if he had a weapon in his vehicle. According to the arrest citation, Haddock told police he fired a warning shot toward the truck. Haddock was taken to the Three Forks Regional Jail. Kentucky State Police are detailing a months-long investigation in an effort to crack down on suspected drug trafficking rings. So far, state police have arrested more than 200 people across the state, taking more than $600,000 in drugs off the street. In parts of Governor Andy Beshear's Team Kentucky briefing yesterday, the KSP commissioner was there and discussed the ongoing effort to combat drug trafficking.
Preliminary results from this operation indicate a significant removal of illegal drugs from our community.
State police rounded up thousands of grams of meth, fentanyl, cocaine, heroin, and more. Commissioner Burnett says he hopes this operation sends a strong message to offenders and allows Kentuckians to sleep a little better at night, with hundreds more now facing prosecution. In Campbell County, Tennessee, a funeral home that has been in business for more than a century is assessing damage after it caught fire Wednesday. Cox & Son Funeral Home was established in 1910 and sits along 5th Street in Jellicoe since 1956. One of the funeral home's owners, Wilma Cox, said the building is likely not salvageable. Another owner of the funeral home says it feels like he lost a close family member.
Well, I do feel very much today like times where I've experienced the loss of close family members. One is just disbelief, bewilderment. You know, of course, we had no plan for anything like this. I guess people should.
No one was hurt from the fire. The Pike County Fiscal Court discussed plans for rebuilding the Greasy Creek Community Center after it caught fire last week. Officials say arson is suspected in the case and a person of interest has been identified. The fire is still being investigated. During that meeting on Tuesday, Judge Executive Ray Jones said the county is determined to replace the community space. The county is working on proposals now to find the best option moving forward. In Letcher County, multiple fire departments are chipping in to help one community in the mountains. Officials say the Gordon, Sandlick, and Letcher volunteer fire departments are adding to their coverage areas. This agreement was reportedly made to help out the Kings Creek Volunteer Fire Department. On Thursday, officials with the Kings Creek Volunteer Fire Department told WYMT the fire department is not closed and that they are still responding to calls. Nearly 2 years since flooding devastated eastern Kentucky, help continues to arrive to rebuild the hardest hit communities. In Breathitt County, volunteers are repairing homes. Lorena Henson was one of many homeowners having to make repairs on the inside and outside of her home. That's where Appalachian Service Project stepped in. The Tennessee-based organization's mission is to make homes safer, drier, and warmer for the people in the Appalachian region this week.
The main goal of our ministry is to share life with people, and Appalachia Service Project allows for that to happen.
Traveling all the way from Michigan, volunteers with Newburgh United Methodist Church are helping to add new sidings to Henson's home, fix her porch, and rebuild new ramps. Congressman Hal Rogers is pushing for 15 projects to be funded next year, devoted to everything from emergency response to drug abuse prevention. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more from Pikeville, where one of those projects would plant a new police station.
The Pikeville Police Department is hoping for a new headquarters.
We love our little department, but that is kind of what it is. It's sort of small, and it was built 31 years ago in 93 for a department probably about half the size as what we're operating now.
Plans have been in the making for years as repairs to the decades-old building continue and space remains an issue.
As time has gone on and we've had some leaks and just some other issues, it's becoming a high maintenance building, and we realize that we can keep doing work to it, but those problems are just going to keep building up.
So the city requested funding to build a new headquarters on the current property.
We felt like it was important to get them into a new facility with more space for meetings, but especially the evidence room.
With evidence piling up and little room to accommodate the growing department.
Sometimes those cases take a long time to get closed, and we have to house that stuff for a long time. So just things like that, just having more room to work.
Congressman Hal Rogers' office reported nearly $4 million could be allocated to the project through the 2025 Community Project funding. One of 15 items approved by the House of Appropriations, which will now move on to the House for full approval.
We can make it work, but we think we'd be more efficient and probably could do our jobs a little bit better and probably give us even greater potential to work out of a newer, maybe better sized department.
Leaving the department hopeful for a better building. In Pikeville, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Chief Riddle says he hopes to see the funding go through, adding that the department will continue to serve and protect, even if it has to continue working in its current space. A proposed prison in eastern Kentucky is one step closer to becoming a reality. The Federal Bureau of Prisons has published the final environmental impact statement. It says the potential impact on the environment would not stop construction of the prison. The medium security prison will be located in Letcher County. Representative Hal Rogers says he's been working on this project for a long time.
For roughly 20 years now, I've been working to get a federal prison built in Letcher County, mainly because of the jobs. It would create 300 or so jobs, good federal paying jobs in the hills of Kentucky.
The final 30-day public comment period began today. Another project included in the 15 items Congressman Hal Rogers is rallying behind can also be found in Pikeville. If approved, the city of Pikeville will receive $6 million to build a new building at the Kentucky Enterprise Industrial Park, which city officials say would benefit the entire region. City Manager Reggie Hickman says the idea is to bring in new businesses to help provide opportunities and bring more jobs to join Wright Companies and Appalachian Tanks, Inc. at the park.
Well, we'd like to add another 100 jobs up there in the next few months, next few years. Probably months would be a little quick, but we're very optimistic that we can land a couple of companies to come up there, but we have to be ready.
The money is not fully approved, but officials say they are hopeful knowing it has passed through the House of Appropriations.